you surrender yourself, when you surrender your life, when you surrender your whole purpose in life to God, you will no longer do what makes you happy. You will always do what glorifies God. Hi guys, I am Chidera and you are welcome back to my channel. I often hear people say things like, do what makes you happy. Quick question, what are the things that makes you happy? What makes you happy? What makes you happy? That is a good question to ask because you need to question the things that makes you happy. If what really makes you happy is what turns the back of God, is what makes God angry, then you need to really question what makes you happy. So what makes you happy? You really need to question it. What do you like seeing? What when you scroll on social media, what are the things you like to look at? What are the things that you just scroll by and be like, what is this? What are this one's doing? What makes you happy? Question it. It's a good question. You need to question it. Question it. What are the things that when you see you're like, oh my god, and you're stuck, you're glued to doing these things, you're glued to watching these things, you're glued to eating or drinking these things, taking in so many addictive substances and doing these things. Are these the things that makes you happy? I want to gather a Christian audience, so I'm going to talk mostly on the things about Christianity because it is what governs my life, it is what governs my thinking. So I'm going to be bringing most of that to this channel. So as a Christian girl, you need to question the things. As a Christian girl or a Christian boy, you need to question the things that makes you happy so that you'll be careful not to do the things that will turn the back of God from you. Now this video is going to be in two categories. It's going to be about two different things, but because they all boils down to the same thing, let's just talk about it. There is this set of people again that say things like, this is just how I am, this is my sign, I am Cancer, I am Aquarius, I am Emeritus. I don't even know those zodiac signs thing, but they'll be like, this is just how I am. So they'll see a character, a toxic character in them, and because it is boxed up in one zodiac sign like that, they will not accept the sign and be like, I am Cancer, I am Leo, I don't know. Most of the time, these people, the things they see in them are just toxic characters that needs to be changed. Characters can be worked on. And you become a whole different person. Maybe you're somebody that is always quick to anger, then you go and box yourself under one zodiac sign. Do you know that you can manage anger? Do you know that you can stop being an angry person? Do you know that? But because there's a name for it now, so you now accept that character. But that is not the way it should be. All these things does not glorify God. It doesn't, because hey, God said we shouldn't do this, right? And now because you think that you are bigger than God and things are being modernized, you're now like, I'm an angry person. This is how I've always been. So, and now there's a name for it, so I accept it. Taking it. And most of the times you do the things that you think that makes you happy. That's because you've accepted it, right? You've accepted the character, you've accepted the names that society has given these things. That is why you feel like these are the things that makes you happy. So that's why I said question, what are the things that makes you happy? Question it. Most times you will find out that it makes you happy just because society has accepted it. Society has accepted that being angry means you are an angry person, and now you are in a particular group of people that calls themselves one kind of zodiac sign like that. Okay, I don't know, I'm not very knowledgeable in zodiac signs and I don't really accept it. That's why I don't bother to read about it. But I don't think that because you have there are zodiac signs, right? And now the devil has names he calls these things. You shouldn't work on yourself. Everybody needs to work on themselves, whether you belong to a particular sign or not. Sounds weird talking about signs, and whether you belong to a particular sign, I think you should work on yourself, work on your character, question the things you do, question the way you behave, find out where it is coming from and work on it, tackle it and work on it, because everything can be worked on. Change is the only thing that is constant, which means change keeps on happening in your character, in your environment, the people you associate with. And sometimes you'll find out that maybe you're in your early 20s and you're accepting this sign, this is the way I am. By the time you start getting to your late 20s, for instance, and for some people, you find out that, oh my god, you're no longer an angry person. You've experienced a lot in life that has made you change the way you behave. Now, does that mean that your sign will now change? because you're no longer an angry person. And by the way, I'm just using anger as an example. There are so many other character traits that people box up in science and all of that, and by the time they grow old and they experience life more and they change, does it mean now that you are no longer that, your sign is no longer that sign you once called yourself? It's, I don't know, can this thing needs to be talked about, it needs to be explained, it needs to put more light on this thing. Does it mean that now you have, let's say you are assigned cancer, right? And maybe, for instance, so I don't know about science, so please don't judge me. For instance, the people that have the sign of cancer, uh they don't stop talking, they are always talking about talking, they're always chattering, they always have things to say. And maybe as time goes on, they experience more in life that requires them to always shut up, that requires them to always keep their mouth shut. Now they are 29, 30, 31 years old, and now they are always quiet. They no longer have things to say. They are always quiet now. Does it mean that they no longer sign cancer? Is that what it means? That they are no longer in this category of people? What I'm trying to say is, question everything you do, question your character traits, question the things that makes you happy. Sometimes the things that makes you happy can just be as a result of what society has put in your head. So make sure you sit. In my last video, I talked about capturing your thoughts. This is one of them. Sit still, sit in quietness, and understand why you behave like this. Understand why these things makes you happy. Because what if the things that makes you happy does not glorify God? Or you don't care about doing the things that glorifies God? Is that what it is? You don't care about, finding favor in the eyes of God? You don't care about that? Is that what it is all about? So when, from my former point of questioning the things that makes you happy, because most of the things that makes you happy can be what society has put in your head, you now see that maybe because you've surrendered to what society puts in your head, it's now making you happy. And you also see that if you surrender yourself to God, surrender yourself to God's promises, God's words, God's commandments, can you also see that the things that glorifies God will also make you happy? That is why we should question everything, capture our thoughts, be mindful of what we expose ourselves to, of what we listen, of what we hear, of what we give attention to, of what makes us happy, of what makes us excited. So, Christian brothers, Christian sisters, surrender your life to God. Surrender your wills, surrender your wants, surrender your desires. If the desires that you have right now will not glorify God, ask Him to change it. It is possible to change it, and before you know it, the things that you want is desired, it becomes irritable to you. You are irritated at the thought of itself, at the sight of it. You are irritated, and new desires that that aligns with the word of God will come into you, and you start to desire the things, and before you know it, you are doing what glorifies God. And most of the times, as Christians, we often find ourselves caught up in the middle of doing what makes us happy and doing what glorifies God. They just brought their light. So doing what makes us happy and doing what glorifies God. It happens to me too. Okay, I'm still a work in progress. That is why I'm His masterpiece, because He's still molding me, and I'm going through different forms, and I'm becoming, unraveling into something very beautiful. So yes, we can be caught up in the middle of what makes us happy and what glorifies God, because sometimes what makes us happy does not always glorify God. So you need to also learn to sacrifice. Learn to sacrifice that thing you like so much, so that you can glorify God. And when you find favor in the sight of God, when God is happy with you, things begin to happen. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? When God is happy with you, do you know what it means? That the King of Kings is happy with you. The creator of the universe is happy with you. So push yourself to do what glorifies God, and not just to do what glorifies God, to be happy with the things that glorifies God, and be eager to do it, be willing to do it. I'm going to read the last statement from my book, okay? Practice surrendering yourself to God. Practice doing the things that glorifies God, and you will be happy. In fact, knowing that what you did not glorify God will leave you sad in the long run, because it was just an immediate gratification. Do you get? Most of the time, because we are caught up, right? We are caught up in doing what makes us happy and doing what is actually right. Because sometimes what is right will not make you happy, right? So when you're caught up in doing what makes you happy and doing what glorifies God, doing what is right, you find out that that thing that makes you happy is just for immediate gratification, just to to make yourself feel proud at the moment. It's not going to be for the long run. Now, once you've done that thing that makes you happy and you are satisfied at the moment, do you know now, few hours down the line, you're going to start regretting doing it. You're going to start, because you know what is right? And there's this thing about knowing what is right and not doing it. It's okay if you're acting in ignorance. That's why you should gain knowledge, right? But now you are acting in spite of the knowledge you have, in spite of what you know. You are just doing something that will just satisfy you at the moment. Few hours down the line, few days down the line, you're going to feel so bad. You're going to feel so down. You're going to feel, oh my God, I wish I can turn back the hands of time. So you say why we should practice doing this thing, because practicing surrendering yourself to God will not be easy at first. You need to continuously do it, consistently do it. Surrender your life to God, surrender your wants to God, surrender your needs to God, surrender your desires to God. And with time, you will see that, oh my God, you're learning to do what glorifies God. You're practicing to do what glorifies God, and it is becoming a part of you. And now you are becoming happy doing it. So practice sacrifice, doing what glorifies God. Practice sacrifice, do what glorifies God. And as a Christian girl, as a Christian boy, what glorifies God should make you happy and will make you happy. This has brought us to the end of this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you got something out of this video, and I'll be happy if you subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again in the next video.